What's up, Army? It's Jackie, also known as Jackie in the Soup, and welcome to Talk Bangtan to Me, a podcast all about BTS for Army. Whether you're a seasoned Army or just discovering the magic of Bangtan, this podcast is a space to celebrate the music, the moments, and the incredible impact BTS has on our lives. I'll be diving into the world of fandom, chatting with fellow Army, and sharing all the reasons why we love these 7 normal boys from Korea. So come into my own little magic shop and talk Bangtan to me. Hello. Welcome to episode 13 of the podcast, one of my favorite numbers. And we are finally at the Kim Taehyung episode of our member series. We are almost done. And a lot of people have been waiting eagerly for the Tae episode. I got a lot of Taehyung stands that I'm very close to. And this was perfect timing because, let's see, today is Tuesday, the morning after Tae did the ceremonial first pitch at the LA Dodgers game. I have just been falling in love with Kim Taehyung over and over again. Every clip that comes out, I just absolutely melt because he was perfection. Let's actually talk about that for a minute before we do other updates in the fandom as we do every episode. I was so nervous for this first pitch. I get so anxious when the guys are put into situations where they're doing something that they don't do every day. Like they're not being idols performers. They're doing things like carrying the torch at the Olympics, throwing the first pitch. These things freak me out, even though they're more than capable. I just kept running scenarios through my head, like what if? And I felt very protective over Tae. Tae's been going through some hate right now, getting some crap over the Coca-Cola ad, which we'll get to. But I just felt the urge to protect him. Like, is he in a safe space? Is he surrounded by his people? But it ended up being perfect. He was charming and charismatic, and all the clips of everyone just wanting a picture with him. He threw an incredible first pitch. Now, I know nothing about baseball. So, am I even justified to say it was an incredible first pitch? Probably not. Actually, not at all. But I have family that are baseball fans, and I was just reading what baseball fans were saying, and pretty much everybody agreed that it was a great first pitch and one of the best that they've seen in a while. And he pitched from the mound, which I guess also is not common. People were saying he threw a strike, and I'm like, what does that mean? I have no idea what that means. But in any case, I'm happy for him because probably a lot of people in that stadium that were not Army didn't know who he was. I mean, we think that everybody would know who they are, but we tend to forget that, especially in the US, people who are not Army don't often recognize them. They really don't. I bet they are enjoying their time in LA. They can be at the gym, they could be out and about, and people don't know who they are. I can't even fathom that. But it seemed like a very relaxed experience. He threw the first pitch and then he sat in the stands and he watched the game. There was not a lot of people crowded around him. It just seemed like a very relaxed atmosphere. What killed me, though, and just melted me into a puddle was all the little interactions that he was having with Army that were around. There was a story of the Army that has been his fan since 2013. She gave him a custom hat and they had a sweet exchange. And he just seems so genuinely happy to be interacting with his fans and to be around Army. It's so refreshing to see them when they're not, in full stage persona. They're just themselves in a natural environment. You really start to see, oh, yeah, they're just like you and I. They're just normal people. I had some friends and followers who were in the audience, and they were talking about how incredible it was just to watch him watch the game. And I get that. That's one of my favorite parts of going to a concert when a member's in the audience, because you can glance up and just see them being people. So I'm glad Tae got to have some of the experiences like J-Hope got to have. J-Hope got to have those wholesome Army interactions, and Tae got a little taste of that at the first pitch. So I thought it was a great success. I've been watching footage all day from it, and it really prepped me for this episode because it reminded me of all the things I love about Tae. I love that he's got that shy, boyish side, but then he also will flash you the most charismatic, beautiful smile and humbly shake your hand. And it's just like, wow, he really is the full package. I just feel more than ready to gush about him. And I have been really busy this week, and I'm recording this a lot later than I usually would. Usually I have the episode done very early, but here it is Tuesday and the episode's dropping in 2 days and I haven't recorded it yet. But I needed that motivation. I kind of just take podcast recording as whenever the mood hits me, whenever I feel like I have things to say, I sit down and I turn the mic on. And sometimes that's a week before it airs. Sometimes that's 6 hours before it airs. So, anyway, apart from the first pitch, there were some awesome things that happened since the last episode. Kicking things off, we have to talk about the beach sunset Weverse Live that happened. And it feels like it happened a month ago, but it was what, like last week? It was for me 10:30 at night, something like that. And I get the notification that they're live. And all of a sudden, I see JK's face right in the center. Bam, with a beautiful sunset behind him. I could spend this whole episode talking about JK in that live. I mean, my God. But they're all there, all seven. And instinctively, I count the heads. I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm always looking for Yoongi. I'm always like, is Yoongi there? And that's the biggest shock because that's the one that we're just all dying to see. So all seven of them on the beach. It appears they were filming. Upon looking closer, you could see microphones inside their shirts, and they were all together wrapping up what was a day on the beach. In the live, they had said that they were off, but it doesn't appear they were off. They were probably filming something, or this was part of the content they're filming about being in LA. I have a feeling we're going to get some sort of a documentary, and maybe they're just filming everything that they do. So a day at the beach was something they filmed for this documentary or what have you. But they looked like, they had been swimming. Jimin's in a towel. Tae's hair was all wet, which we later saw he was in the water holding hands with Jimin, playing in the waves. That kind of took us all down. It was so cute. But they did this walk on the beach with the sun setting behind them and all of them looking so beautiful and in such high spirits and happy. I know we had a Weverse Live from them, the company, but this was different. This just hit. It hit everybody on a whole different level. I haven't seen a reaction that big from armies since they discharged, probably. We've just had a lot of these amazing moments since they all got out in June of just being overjoyed, this feeling of relief, of just not being able to believe that we are looking at them. A lot of those moments. So we were riding that high for days and days and days. Plus, it's great to get a sneak peek at their LA life. We don't know much about what's all going on in LA, just that they're working. But little by little, we're starting to see more and more. Hobie did a great photo dump where he shared some images of them in the studio and things like that. RM wrote an incredibly heartfelt letter to Army where he talked about what his schedule looks like. He did reveal that they have rented a home together. I mean, I think we all assumed that they were staying somewhere together. But now for him to confirm that they've rented a house, now we can kind of imagine what it's like for them. How precious to imagine them living together. It's probably like in the soup all over again. I imagine them sharing meals together and hanging out, catching up, talking, laughing. And I have no idea where this house is, and I don't intend to find out. And I sure hope armies have not sought it out, but it's only a matter of time before people figure out where the house is based on the areas they frequent. But I love these little tidbits and crumbs so we can get a picture of what their life is like. I mean, we know they're at the gym a lot. That's for sure. Seeing videos kind of coming out of them being seen at the gym. And what's nice is it doesn't appear that they're being bothered at the gym. They're just working out. There's people working out around them who probably have no clue who they are. But I do like it. It's comforting. It really is comforting to know how close they are to me. Okay, what else happened? So we had the BTS Movie Weeks release. I finally dropped some information about what those are. And I had predicted early on that they were going to be concert videos streaming in the theater. And based on the dates, I said, oh, yeah, that was the date of the HYYH tour and then the Love Yourself tour and the Wings tour. They were just key years for them. So I kind of assumed. I got to say, it feels like a money grab to me. I mean, I know that in some places it's incredibly worth it to go to these things because there's a big army community and it's like a party. And that would be a lot of fun. Like on the West Coast, it's crazy the theater events that I see happening every time there's some sort of a movie release. I would go if I was in a place like that. But for me, it's going to feel like I'm alone in my living room anyway because my theater doesn't often have a lot of people in it. I just live in a rural area. And I'm just not going to pay $20 a pop to watch something that I can watch on my couch for free. I have seen all of those concerts countless times. And I said to myself, you cannot spend $80 minimum, because you know there's going to be like a popcorn tin or something that goes along with this. So you're going to walk out of there spending $100. Not when we are on the cusp of probably something happening this fall or winter. So I'm likely going to sit these out and just have a concert at home with myself. But on the other hand, it is nice that there are things for armies to do. I've had plenty of followers go to theater events by themselves, and it's kind of their first army event. It's their first time getting out there. And it's a great way to dip your toes into the world of army, meet some other people so that you feel ready and prepared to go to a concert when it happens. So while I see the benefit of these events, I don't think it's necessary to go to these things. Some people would argue to death about that with me, but I'll likely be sitting this out and just waiting to see what's coming up. Lastly, we had some happenings around ambassadorships and ad campaigns. Tae has announced he is the ambassador for Coke Zero, which is causing all kinds of debates online. I knew it wouldn't be long before people found something to hate Tae about. But I saw it brewing again around Coke, and I'm not going to get into all of this on this podcast, all of the reasoning and all of the global concerns and politics. I have opinions on it, but I'm not going to share them here. I just don't think it's necessary for Tay to be getting the hate that he is. But people are considering it to be pretty tone deaf for him to agree to these things. Now, we don't know how much control he has over what he endorses. We have no idea what that is. But people think that at this stage in their career, they do have some say and control over the contracts they sign. And this was a big miss for him. But I kind of hoped it would blow over. I really did, to be honest with you. And then the Happy Meals dropped. The Tiny Tan Happy Meals are coming to McDonald's September 3rd. And there's going to be 2 sets of figurines that you can get. The throwback to the 2021 McDonald's BTS meal, and there's going to be an encore version, I think it's called, with the mic drop outfits. This was the nail in the coffin for a lot of armies. I've seen large accounts that I've followed for a long time say that they are unstanning, they are deactivating. That was it, that BTS just doesn't care about what their name is attached to. They're so out of touch, blah, blah, blah. I'm hearing a lot of that. I really, really am. And it's sad. I mean, I think we need a fandom cleanse. And I'm just being honest. We need a fandom cleanse from the type of people that are going to criticize them like this over everything that they do. We don't need any of that. These men just got out of the military where they were serving their country, cut off from society for 18 months. Okay? Like, they don't need any more hate. They've done more for the world than any of these people running their mouths have done. So I can't be mad at them. But it is causing an uproar. And be thankful if you have your algorithm and your bubble secure enough that you're not seeing some of the things people are talking about. But BTS is damned if they do, damned if they don't. Quite honestly, especially Taehyung. And I do want to talk about this later in the episode because Tae always has a target on his back. I feel like he is like a big social experiment for Hybe. Like, he's the guinea pig, and it's just disheartening. I feel so bad for him. So that's why I was so happy to see him smiling at the Dodgers game, because I'm like, I truly hope he is oblivious to the things people have been saying about him. But anyway, that's that. I'm probably missing some things that happened, but those were the main things that really stood out to me over the past 2 weeks. We'll see if by the next episode we have something big to talk about. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the content of our episode today, which is Taehyung. And as always, we're going to do a little background on him. So here we go. Taehyung is on the 95 line along with Jimin, and he was born in Daegu. So he's a D-boy along with Yoongi. He auditioned for Big Hit in 2011. He lived a simple life. He has 2 siblings, a grandmother that he was very close with, and he wanted to be a singer. And his father, whom he adores and admires so much, his father said all good singers should be able to play an instrument. So he had Tae learn to play the saxophone. So he became a very good saxophone player, which I don't know if many people know that about him, because we've seen him with the trumpet and in the soup and everything, but it was actually saxophone that he learned how to play. He auditioned for Big Hit in 2011, and he did it just as he was just a bystander, really. He was asked, "Do you want to give it a try?" He said, "Okay." And he did everything in this audition. He said that he sang, he beatboxed, he rapped, he played his saxophone. And the scouts were just like, "Okay, do you have anything else?" And he was like, I don't have anything else. And they're like, "Okay, we'll call you." So it was just completely by chance, but he got the phone call. He got the phone call shortly after and was offered a contract to be a trainee. Now, his family had doubts. His grandmother said, "That's a scam," which I can understand why. Like, if I took my child, who was not even 16, to an audition and this company wanted to whisk my child away to Seoul to be a trainee, I would be apprehensive too. I would be like, I need to see the credentials of this big hit, of this no name company that wants to turn my son into a K pop idol. So, Tae had his doubts after his grandmother had doubts. And his father was skeptical too, but Big Hit did contact his father and said, "No, we are real. Come to Seoul and sign this contract." So they went to Seoul and they signed the contract in 2011, and he became a member of BTS. He joined the group as a vocalist, which he later became one of the main dancers. So he is on the dance line, but initially when he joined BTS, he joined as a vocalist. So that was his dream, to be a vocalist, and he was well on his way. He was a secret member. So even though he was not the last member, Jimin was the last member to join, he was the secret member. The company wanted him to be a surprise. And Tay later opened up about this and said it was rather lonely for him because the members would be filming their blogs and they would be talking about the things they're going through. And Tay said that he filmed blogs, but he was not allowed to post them because he was a big secret, and it caused him to be insecure and think, "Am I going to get cut from the group? Why are they hiding me?" And to be honest, I really don't know. I mean, he's worth the wait. He is a wonderful surprise, but I wonder what was the meaning behind that. I guess I got to research that a little more. But you could find his reveal video that had come out showing that he was another member of the group that nobody knew about. His stage name is V, which stands for victory. And it's quite frankly the simplest stage name there is in BTS. I struggle with it because I think Taehyung is a beautiful name. I love that name. I have a hard time calling him V. You'll never hear me say that. But alas, Victory V is his stage name. And he was absolutely cute as a button. I mean, my gosh, was he adorable. And the glow up on Tae is one for the record books. I mean, the way that he blossomed and grew into his features is astounding. The rookie scouting department had an excellent eye. And I don't know if they intended for him to be a visual like he is today, but boy, is he. Like most of the members in those early days, he had that little like scrappy bad boy rebel look. I think of the War of Hormone video where Tay has the lollipop and the pinstripe pants and the purple hair. That is such an iconic Tay. But he really grew into his own over the years and started developing his own persona. In the early days, you can see he's kind of trying to figure it out. He's trying to figure out how to use that face of his, how to have that aura, that stage presence that we all know him for today. Probably one of his big claims to fame in the early days was coining the phrase "I purple you." He came up with this in 2016 at a fan meet, and he explained purple is the last color of the rainbow, and that just means we'll be together until the end. And it stuck. It stuck with the members. It went from "I purple you" to Borahae, and now it's just BTS purple everything. Purple is BTS's color, and it's all because of Tae. One of the talents he developed really quickly is his ability to dance well. He stood out very quick. Now, we had Jimin and J-Hope who were the dancers from the start, but Tae quickly showed that he can hold his own when it came to dancing and choreo. They were fierce dancers in the beginning. If you watch some of their debut choreo videos, it's crazy. They are on point. And I think they've all kind of developed their own dancing style as they got older. But for sure, in BTS, I consider the dance line Tae, Jimin, Jungkook, and J-Hope. And if I'm not wrong, I believe it was their choreographer that made the call saying Tae is now on the dance line. But Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. Musically, Tae's catalog is pretty impressive. He has quite a bit of songs that he put out on his own. He always seems to be kind of experimenting with music. We know that he likes jazz and he's got that baritone voice, but this man loves music. Music runs deep through his veins. He's a big fan of music, and I think he is searching for his musical niche. So he's had a lot of solo songs on the BTS albums. He had Stigma, Singularity, Inner Child, and he worked with Jimin on Friends. Singularity has like a cult following. Not only because of the performances of that song, but he just sounds sinful in it. His voice is just like honey melting. Singularity is a really popular fan favorite. His first actual solo track outside of BTS was a song called Scenery, followed by Winter Bear, Sweet Night, Christmas Tree, 4 O'Clock, Snowflower. I mean, some of these are original soundtracks, so they were songs for K dramas, but that's impressive. Just right off the top of my head, there, I named 6 solo tracks that he did outside of BTS. And some of those songs, like Christmas Tree and Winter Bear, are some of his most popular songs that fans hold very close. 4 O'Clock was actually the song choice of the episode on the very first episode of the podcast that I had Kelly on, Nuna Kelly. She chose 4 O'Clock. That is the song by Tae and Namjoon. And not a lot of armies really know that song. That's one that is kind of hidden. That's one of the SoundCloud songs. So if you haven't listened to that one, check out 4 O'Clock. Now, he was our very last member to put out a solo record. I remember when Layover was announced, we were kind of thinking, is he going to do something or not? Because Tae's the type of guy that will have all of these songs that are great, and then he will just decide that's not the direction I want to go, and he will start all over. So my concern was, is he going to be able to commit to an album and put it out there, one that he feels proud of? And he made the bold move of not using Hype's producers and going outside of their usual producers and choosing his own concepts, which was very bold of him to do. But that is Tae. Tae is a bold guy, and that's what we love about him. So Layover really was him kind of taking control of his career. So when that was announced, we were thrilled. Layover, to me, if you've known me for a while, I will admit to you that it's not my style of music usually. So it's not the first that I go to. However, in preparation for this episode and just lately, I felt like a lot of people have been talking about Layover because it is such a loved album. People love Layover so much. It got me to start listening to it more. And I will say it's growing on me. I am enjoying it. I don't think any of the songs are bad. I just like the high energy rap songs or the fast tempo pop songs. That's just always been my go-to. But I have been getting this appreciation for Layover, I'll say. The songs just kind of melt into your ear. It is the perfect album to relax to unwind to. It's a piece of calm, and it's probably what Tay wanted. But gosh, it's just so short. It feels so short. It's like the album starts and then it's over. Even though it's a great body of work, I would love to hear some more from him. When Friends came out in 2024 as a single, I absolutely fell in love with it. I loved the video. I loved the concept. I loved how he looked with the leather jacket, black hair. I loved the song. The song was something different. It was Tay's signature voice that you can pick up anywhere. It's hard to miss Tay's voice. But the song had this kind of poppier feel, but it was still like a retro type song. It's hard to describe, but that's when I like songs. I like when I can say a song doesn't sound much like anything else I've ever heard. I thought it was unique. I thought it was catchy. I loved his performance of the song where he's in that room with just a mic and he's wearing a suit and he's just himself. Absolutely loved that. And I liked that it was something different than what he usually does. So I have high hopes that we may get some more music from him. As great as the releases were that he's had, I still don't feel he has found exactly what he's looking for musically. In an episode of Are You Sure, when asks Jimin to play Come Back to Me by Namjoon, Tae describes that song as the exact type of song that he always would have wanted to sing himself. So that tells me that he is still searching. He's still searching for a little more, and maybe he's going to pursue it, maybe not. I would love to see it. but you never know. I feel like being in the military really inspired him, and he's really proud of the things he accomplished there. Maybe his focus has shifted. We don't really know. He hasn't really alluded to that. He has expressed that he's excited to be in BTS again. He said he's excited to show us sides of himself that we have not seen. He picked up some new ad campaigns. So I don't know what Tay's going to do. I'm on the edge of my seat waiting, though, because I think there's more for him to say. I'll tell you, everybody wants that man to get into acting. Him and Jin. They want them to be K drama actors. In 2016, Tae did have his acting debut in the K drama, or I guess it was a movie, Hwarang. I know I'm not saying that correctly, but that was his acting debut, the birth of his friendship with the Wooga Squad. But he does have a face for acting. He's very animated, he's very expressive with his face. So I could see him being a great leading actor in a K drama. I'm sure he's gotten his share of offers. Me personally, yes, I think he's got the face and the body and the charisma for all of that, but that man was born for the stage. I mean, he's got a stage presence that everyone looks up to. Idols have said he is their inspiration, he is their muse because he is the visual. He knows how to work his eyes and his mouth and that damn tongue that he's always sticking out. He knows how to work with what he's got. And just the way he walks across the stage, you just can't take your eyes off of him. So I hope he has a long career ahead of him on the stage, whether it's with BTS or on his own. He was the member when I first witnessed him live on stage at Permission to Dance in Vegas. I was so shocked that he looked exactly the way he does in pictures. And he's so perfect in pictures. Like you look at him and you're like, there's no way someone looks like that. No, when I saw him live, I was like, oh my gosh, he actually is that gorgeous. And some would argue that he's not the visual. Jin is technically considered the visual of BTS, and I see why. But in my opinion, Tae is definitely also a visual. The members love to tease him about that he is just so handsome, so good looking. And he is. But he balances that with this really sweet, kind of childlike, innocent presence. It's such duality. But it's why we love him because he looks like he would be stone cold and he's so stoic and he just looks off-putting, but he's actually the sweetest, most caring individual, which is what I really want to talk about with Tae because Tae is one of most misunderstood members of BTS, hands down. And I get it. I get it. When I first found BTS, I saw him in all his glory. And I hadn't really watched content of them to really get to know his personality. I just watched performances. I watched how he acted in interviews. And I was like, I can't quite figure out this guy. He looks kind of cold. I'll admit it. Because he has, and I say this with love, he's got that resting bitch face. When his face is relaxed, he does not look pleased. But then I saw that he has this very sweet, youthful presence. Usually, the personas that you see with Tae when you're new army is that stage presence, that V persona that he puts on when he's on stage. And then there's Kim Taehyung, who is a simple boy and, is introverted and kind of melancholy as well. You see those two sides of him. Tae is someone who's easy to fall in love with, but he's not going to embrace your Delulu. Tae definitely has boundaries with Army, whereas other members don't have very clear boundaries, JK. But Tae has boundaries with Army. He is blunt. He will say things as they are. He'll tell it like it is. He'll be straight. And that is hard for people to take. And I honestly don't even know if he's aware. I think it's just a part of his personality. And he doesn't mean to be direct, but he just is. I think back to that famous tweet where he says, Army's not funny. And then the Weverse Live recently where he's like, stop asking boring questions or, don't tell me to put my camera on. Like he just is blunt about it. And some armies just require coddling. They want their idol to coddle them and love on them constantly and not have the hard conversations that need to be had. Like when Army needs to get put in their place time and time again. Tae and Namjoon are not afraid to do that. And both of them are similar in that way, and it makes both of them difficult to take for some army. Over time, it becomes charming and it becomes a quality that you love about him. But underneath all that, he is a sensitive soul. He is so humble and kind. And once you work for it and you take the time to get to know Tay, it's so worth it because you see all of that. When you look at these Dodgers game clips of him, I feel like we're seeing the real Tay. We're seeing him offer a French fry to the people behind him. We see him making eye contact and waving at armies and just being grateful that people are there for him, shocked that people are there for him. All of these things. That is him. He's just a nice guy. And he is someone that I truly want to see happy. Now, there's no secret that the struggles of getting to the point that they are today as a group came with a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice, and it was hard on all of them in different ways. But I believe it was the hardest on Tay. I do think that when they got big and the schedules were rigorous and they didn't get a day off for months at a time, that was hard on Tay. I don't think he was happy. And you can tell by looking at him in probably 2018, 2019, he just didn't seem like he was happy. In a way, COVID feels like it was a blessing because it forced them to kind of take a pause and take a step back and think about their contracts and all of that. And it was good for him because I think ultimately we're at the point now where he is happy to be doing what he's doing, genuinely happy to be doing it. And even more so because he's found new ways to challenge himself. And now he's excited, he's grown. But I do think he went through a period of time in his life where he was like, who am I? Is all that I have to contribute to this world is a pretty face, the ability to dance. This is why I think he's always challenging himself. He's always trying something different. The military, joining the special forces and pushing himself to the brink and facing his fears and getting buff. I think he wanted to prove to himself that he's more than just a beautiful face and visual of the biggest boy group in the world. He wanted more for himself. And he's still on that journey. But it seems no matter what he does. And one of the first things I noticed, because Tay was my first bias coming into BTS, he was my bias for about a year, I would say, until I had to get real with myself. I noticed quickly that Tay gets a lot of hate. He really does. He's got a lot of hate, and then he's got solo stands that are so overprotective of him that it's smothering and weird and creepy, to be quite honest. So you have this guy who is just doing his best, right? Like he's just trying to do his best at everything he does. And you have the normal armies that love and support all members, but you have on this side picking apart every single thing he does and scrutinizing it and just making him out to be an attention seeker and cold and all these things. And then you have his solo stands who just, it's always about how he's so mistreated. Tay is always being mistreated by the company. The other members don't treat him well and just always babying him. And I don't know where the hate comes from. I think it possibly is because he's so misunderstood and his personality is one that you have to take the time to get to know. But just in my 5 years being a fan, I've witnessed the headscarf that he received as a gift and tried on a Weaver slide. He got raked across the coals for that. The picture of him holding McDonald's French fries in his hand, he got ripped apart for that. Now the Coke Zero, it just never ends with him. And apart from that stuff, there's also the dating scandals that he keeps finding himself in. It's wild to me. Some members are shipped all the time, some are not. Probably Tay's biggest scandal around being in a relationship was him supposedly being caught walking in Paris with Jennie from Blackpink. And it's neither here nor there if he actually was with her. The thing that was so suspicious about it is that that is not something that happens with K-pop idols. They are extremely private and under the radar, and there's a reason why you'd never know who they're dating, especially with BTS. I'm sure they've all had relationships. We know nothing about them because Hybe's got a lot of money and pays off all of the media to not report on them. So I just found it very odd that out of nowhere, Tay is filmed walking down a public street in a major city, fully recognizable in Celine clothing. It just felt very odd. It felt like it was an experiment. It felt like he was being used to show like what's going to happen if he is caught doing this. I don't know. Maybe I'm speculating. Maybe he just wanted to go on a walk in Paris and didn't care. But I felt bad for him when that scandal came out because he didn't need to be subjected to that. He was given so much crap from now you have the blinks coming after him because, nobody's good enough for their idol. So he was getting so much hate. It was tearing fandoms apart. It shouldn't be like that when somebody dates. That should not happen, but we're not there yet. In K pop, we are not to a point where people can handle seeing their idols date. We're nowhere near. But I think as the BTS members are getting older, and they're going to want to date and they're going to want to be able to have relationships and make music as they should. It's so weird to me in K-pop how that's not a thing, but they're going to have to take these baby steps to see how the fandom reacts when their partners are revealed. So it just felt like some kind of a weird setup that he got a lot of hate over for no reason. But I digress. I could go on and on about that, about the strangeness that was that day in Paris. But sometimes I just wish or I hope that there is someone on that staff that is just looking out for him and thinking, I don't know if this is a good position to put him in. Like the Coke Zero ambassadorship. Was there anybody in the room that was like, there's going to be some backlash considering the state of the world? Is this a good idea for him right now? On the cusp of a comeback. I don't know. That's the mama bear in me just wishing that there was someone protecting him. But yet again, Tay is bold and he makes his own decisions. And probably the reason why his contract took so long was because he was making sure that he was going to have more artistic control, more control over his contracts and endorsements. So we'll never know. But I just hate to see that it's always something with him. It is always something. And it's usually something that if another member did it, there's no way they would be getting as much hate as this poor man does. You can't tell me that if any other member posted themselves holding french fries, that there would be such an uproar. People burning photo cards and unstanning because he's holding a McDonald's box. But when Tay does it, it just seems to happen every time. And I don't quite understand it because what I see someone who's probably one of the most humble people I've ever seen in my life. He cares about everybody around him. He just wants his members and everybody he loves to be happy. He's incredibly sensitive. He is a lover, and he brings out the best in people. One of my favorite relationships is Tay and JK for a lot of reasons, but mostly because he helped bring JK out of that severely shy, introverted shell. And JK admits that and says, I changed when you came. He brought him out of his shell. Tay has that nurturing protector quality about him. He saw JK as young and like he needed to take care of him. He has said that I needed to take care of him. And he did that. And we see Tay with kids all the time, with young kids, the way he interacts with them. He's going to be an amazing father. He is all love, but it's not as easy to see as it is with members like Jimin or JK who are just balls of love. So even though he is not my bias anymore, I feel such a deep love for him and a desire to protect him. And I'm happy to say I've met a lot of Tay stans at this point. When I first came into the fandom, I felt pretty alone. I thought for sure that he was going to be everybody's bias, but that wasn't the case. In my case, I found one Tay stan that became a best friend to me, still is. And since then, I've met many more. But for a while, it felt like this small little crew of Tay girls, and it was hard to find more Tay girls and guys that kind of got him on the same level you did. It was hard to find. And it was always so exciting when I found a Tay stan. But now I'm blessed that I have plenty that follow me on my account and are excited for this episode. And I don't even know what my goal was to really talk about him. I feel like it was a lot of just word vomit, but that's why I have a guest come on so they can interrupt me a bit and I could stop myself from rambling on too long. But I decided to have a good friend of mine, Cath, come on. She's wonderful. And I recorded this with her last week and I posted a clip on my Instagram. And I'm shaking my head because As expected, solo stands have found a clip and are accusing me of insulting him and whatnot. And you're going to hear I talk to Cath about how he is very much proud of himself these days. He's showing off, he's flaunting those muscles. He wants everyone to look at him. And I meant it completely as a positive thing that he has worked really hard. He's earned this. And yes, he is flexing and teasing, and we're eating it up. We love it. And he deserves to do that and just loving his new confidence, right? So that is what I meant by that. But Tay solos come right in. And they're very triggered by that because it's common for Tay haters to call him an attention seeker. Like he's always trying to steal the spotlight. That's like the argument with the anti fans. But that's not at all what I was saying. But they've twisted my words and then they all start piling in. It is so strange. Like they are robotic and they are vicious and don't make a lot of sense when they come at you, but they do. I usually just laugh it off, but when it comes to Tay, I know how I feel about Tay, and I just hate that my words get twisted about him because I was not calling him a show off in a negative way. It was more like a we're cheering him on and like, yes, show off. If I transformed my body like that in 18 months, hell yeah, I'd be showing off too. So, anyways, hopefully you understand my come from in this segment with Cath. We both absolutely adore him. I'm officially going to shut up now and let someone else do the talking. So please join me in welcoming my dear friend Cath. Hello, Cath. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Jackie. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Y'all, I'm so happy Cath is here. She admittedly said this was way out of her comfort zone to do this. She wanted to push herself to get uncomfortable. So, months ago, I had asked just everybody on Instagram if anybody would like to come on, and she volunteered herself. And that was months ago. So much has happened since then, but we're finally here. So, thank you for still agreeing to come on and not changing your mind.
Oh,
I'm
for
so happy you're here.
sure. Like everything for Tay
Yes.
and BTS, but my heart Tay have my heart.
Has her heart. And
Yeah.
Cath and I, we've been friends a couple years now, I would say. Our first time actually seeing each other in person was at the Global Citizen Festival to see JK, and Cath came a long way. She's from Canada. So came all the way from Canada to New York. We saw each other for like a fleeting moment. It was so fast. Like for some reason, Cath's face to me just sticks out. And we were in this crowd and I just looked across the crowd and I saw her and I'm like, Cath. And you're like,
You
Jackie.
had just my face because my clothes was on, it was raining, and she recognized me, like you, Jackie, we see a lot of you. And I don't think at that time I had my page and I was showing my face more, but
Yeah.
I was so surprised that you recognized me in that crowd. We were trying to go through and it was a mess. So
Oh,
I was happy that you said, "Oh my God, that's Kat."
we like reached across and like grabbed each other's hands for a second and then got pulled
Yeah.
apart. It was so dramatic.
Yeah, but it was crazy. Like at that moment that we were so close, and all of the people that were there, we were even in the same section. So it was
Yeah.
like, I think it was meant to be your first.
It was. And that was awful for those who weren't at Global Citizens Festival. It was like a monsoon the entire day, just completely soaking rain all day long. That did not let up until JK came on stage. The rain broke for a few minutes. So that was not favorable conditions to meet, but we got to make up for it. Cath usually comes to the East Coast for concerts. So we've seen each other we saw each other at Hobie.
Yes,
We saw each other at Jin.
yes,
We saw each other
in Korea.
in Korea. Yeah, that's the big thing. She was in the group that we all went to Korea together. So we stayed together in the same house, went to Korea, and I'm sure JK's pending tour possibly.
God, it's so quiet, so I don't know what to think. And like the news from, was it yesterday or the day before, that it's supposed to be in December? I don't.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I
that
saw
is
that and I was like,
crazy before Christmas. So I really don't know what to think.
I know. And you're going to have to plan for that trip to New York, probably area for that. And then
Probably.
OT7 in the spring. It's just, oh my God, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I guess we'll see. It is quiet though. Something's going to drop real soon.
For sure.
So let's enjoy the calm before the storm. But yeah, so why don't we start things off and you share your army story, how you found BTS, and just anything you want to share.
So I'm not a baby army anymore, but it's gonna be like so close. Like September 8th is gonna be my 3 years anniversary. And I found them just right after COVID in 2022 when they put PTD, permission to dance, on Disney Plus. And I was like, oh, mom, we like music, we like concerts, so we should watch it. And, I just remember the feeling like it was they were there behind bars and like it was on the first song,
Oh,
and I just
yes.
fell in love right away. Even my mom, like she's always there at concert, but she fell for them right away too. And I remember like the same night, because like you talk, I think, in your other podcast, like at first I didn't have like a specific date for when I was in army.
Mhm.
So when people were talking about their army was that date and they remember, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go check. Like I remember like after I watched the concert, I went on my phone and I saved pictures of, obviously it was Tay at first, he was like biased right away, but it's how I found like the exact date that I became an army, and it was September 8th. And
What?
Tay, like Layover, came out at September 8th, a year after. So it's like
Oh, wow.
crazy. Yeah, that's why Tay is like another thing that's special with him. But that moment, I don't know what would happen if I didn't watch that. Like I want to be an army. I don't know what I would do not being an army today. So
Yeah.
I'm I wish it would be earlier than 3 years ago, but that was my moment. I became like, I fell in love right away with them.
So you just went in blind and just randomly watched PTD in
Yeah,
LA, just random. Wow.
yeah, because like I said, I was always a fangirl, like even
Yes.
before BTS. So I was like, oh, we should watch that. And it was right away. I don't know, like every moment we became an army, it's a special day and they are special.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, in 3 years, so much has happened in 3 years. So you got to witness Golden because for those of you listening, JK is like her other man. She's a
Yeah.
Tay-Cook girl, just like me. We're Tay-Cook girls. And I remember you were kind of in that dilemma for a bit, like, "Oh, I love them both. I don't know." And then you were like, "No, Tay is the one. Like, he's the one that I'm more a little more."
Yeah, it's like I don't want to choose. I
Yeah.
hate, like, it's breaking my heart. I know it's hard to understand having like two, but
Yeah.
if I need to, I'm gonna say Tay, but
Yeah.
I really like them both, like almost equally, like
Yeah.
very,
Yeah.
very close.
I think that's common with people who have those 2 as a bias and bias wrecker because they are like, they could look really similar sometimes too. They're like a package deal. So,
Mhm.
I get it totally. I'm the same as you, except JK has the edge over
Yeah, we're
Tay.
like the
But
opposite.
yeah. Yes, exactly. Tay is your man. So, what kinda led you to that? What stands out about him to you, you think?
I think, but at first is like I think everyone, a lot of people, they bring them to the army community because of his visual, and after they
Mhm.
found like they change, or because of his personalities a lot of times. But for me,
Mm.
it's like I always wanted a man like him, like his old soul. A lot of
Mm.
people, when they know me more and they get closer to me, they say that I have an old soul too. So I kind of
Mhm.
relate to him on that side. Like he like jazz, like slow dancing, how he dress. I really like old times, his photofolio, like Bridgerton, how he
Yes.
likes that genre, and he's just, I always like that style, and he's the man of my dream. Like I always wanted, like, I don't know, someone who looks gentle, so sweet, humble, and like, I don't know, I think his vibe, like, really is
Mhm.
also like brings me to him, like the romantic side of
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. And that makes perfect sense when you say that. But when I'm around you, I've spent time with you in person quite a few times now. I always say that you have just this like youthful, free spirit energy about you as well. And that is also something Tay has.
Have.
Tay has a very youthful spirit inside. And I could see why you would mesh with him in that. You have the both. You have both. You have the old
Yeah.
soul, but yet the innocence as well. So that makes perfect
Yeah,
sense.
I don't know if it's because like at work, it's been more than 2 years I'm working with old people. So I don't know if it's because of that. I see like there are some exceptions, but it's not at that time that you enjoy life the most. I'm in my 30s now, and even in my 20s, I was always like, you only live once. It's like a super cheesy like sentence, but
Hmm.
it really is for me. Like, I don't know if because I see a lot of old people's like it's not at that time that you enjoy your life. So I'm trying to do the most of it like when my body is good, my health is good
Yes.
too. So maybe that's
Yeah.
part of it, like
Just enjoy
being
your life now, while you have it. Yeah, and you do. I mean, you go all out. I mean, you made the most out of Korea for sure.
I love Korea so much.
I know. And you've been there twice now. So that was your second trip. Second
Yeah.
of many, I'm sure. Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. I want to go back. Um,
Um,
but yeah, and I think people need to hear that because so many like they go back and forth about going to concerts and spending the money and doing the travel, and it's like, oh my gosh, like we're not going to have this forever. This is not going to be forever. Just go. If you can go and
yeah,
make it work. The jet
exactly.
lag goes away and you make more money, but you have the
Yeah, money
memories.
comes back. Maybe it's
Yeah.
hard, like you have to work a lot sometimes, or it depends
Yeah.
on your work life, but no, it's just good to make good memories and you don't regret it later. And
Yeah. Yeah. And you
yeah,
never
if you,
regret
yeah,
going to
exactly.
the concerts, like
My God,
never,
no.
never. It's like, how
But
can I
they're
go to
super expensive now, but still.
Yeah. So going back to Tay, I kind of think Tay is one of the most misunderstood members of BTS. I think that a lot of the members kind of offer themselves on a platter to you. Like think
Mhm.
about JK, where he's just like, this is who I am, and he gives it to you. But Tay, you kind of have to work for it. Like you
Yeah.
got to work to get to know Tay. So would you agree
Yeah,
about
of
that?
course. He's like, I think he likes to be mysterious. I
Hmm.
think he likes to keep his thing not more private, just he's less. Is it shyness to open up more?
I
I
think he
don't.
kind of like it's almost like he keeps you at a distance for a bit. Like he has boundaries, really strong boundaries with Army, especially. And I mean, what do you think? I mean, is there anything you think that people misunderstand about him?
My talks about it a little bit in the interview, like when they are OT7 all together, and that's a comment you have from people around. Like he looks that he doesn't care about what people are talking, or he's just
Mm,
not talking a lot, or I hear a lot of this, and
yeah,
he said it is just like he listens like every word of the other person. He just gives space to it, to
yeah,
like the other person to have his moment. So it's just
hmm,
interesting. He have his moment too, he go
yeah,
crazy sometimes, or just how he sneeze like
hmm,
that's
yeah,
he can do like he can go crazy too. It's just when there's even alone, he's just looking, and I think he analyzes a lot, and he needs to be like sure of what he say or things like
yeah.
that.
Like he's like processing everything in his head. And
Yeah,
honestly, I would say Yoongi's the same. Maybe it's a Daegu boy thing where like guys
true.
from Daegu, like because Yoongi's the same. He's the same way. He's got the no expression. He kind of like is just like you wonder if he even wants to be there. You're just like, I don't
Yeah,
know. But it's not. It's just the way that they process, and they're not those ones that are going to be like all up in your face. But
no,
but
that's
Tay also has duality there because I think, especially lately, Tay loves attention lately, it
oh my
seems.
god, since he's out of military, it's crazy.
He's like, I want everybody to look at me. Like, God,
He's
do you remember?
proud.
He's so proud. Like in Korea, first time we saw him really at, was up in the at Hobie's concert,
Oh,
how he was
I
up in the
was
stands
melting.
with the guys and he was like, I want everybody to look at me. Like he was showing
That was
off.
obvious. That was obvious. Yeah.
He was showing off so much standing there all buff and everything. And I just feel like he's loving the attention. And you're
Yeah.
right. It's because he's proud of himself.
Oh yeah, and
He's
I love seeing him like that. Like he
Yeah.
past his fear of heights. I can
Yeah.
wait to I want more Run BTS to see what he can do now.
Yes.
So, but
Yes.
I love seeing him like proud, and he was always
Mhm.
confident, but there's something more right now since military.
Yeah.
So he wants attention, but when he have it, he's like playing little shy and like,
You're
oh, I
right. It's
didn't do
like
anything. I don't know. It's like
I
I love
know. One moment he's all like, I want all the attention. Then he's doing like ta-ta Mike and he's being shy. It's like
exactly.
he's the best of both worlds. But I think that his confidence, he's always had that confidence, like you
Yeah,
said, but it feels more genuine now since military, since he got out. It
exactly.
feels
Yeah.
like a genuine confidence in himself. And he seems really happy too.
Oh,
Like you and I know if you've studied BTS history, there were periods of time where Tay was not good. Like he was going through
oh,
a dark
I have
time.
chills. It's like it's so hard to watch those videos. It's like it breaks my
Yeah.
heart so much. So I think because
Yeah.
now we see him that happy, even it's starting with layover. You know how
Yeah.
happy he was, and after he
Mhm.
went to military, and like with his body now and his confidence, I think it's like in very in the top of what he
Yeah.
can do right now. So
Yeah. It's so crazy to think about layover Tay versus Tay now. They don't even look they look like different
and he
people.
was
They
blonde, so like if you show
Yeah.
it to somebody that doesn't know them, they will see it's two complete like different guys.
Completely different people. But one thing's the same is that he's bold and he does things his own way. Like layover, not going with Hype's producers and choosing somebody else, joining special forces. These are like new
But he had
challenges for
hate
him.
too for I don't know the name of the girl he chose. He got hate for that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so he always have hate for something, so you just go with it.
I know. I thought that the Tay hate would stop after the military, but he got out and it started right back up again with the
Oh yeah,
Coca-Cola. He's just always going to be some sort of a target for people, more than the other members, I think. But
yeah.
it's inspiring in a way because he is unbothered. He will be getting dragged to filth on the internet and then he'll come live and just be like totally oblivious or just
Oh
does
yeah,
not care. He's like whatever, I know.
that's what I like about it.
I like about it too. He
Yeah.
he doesn't care and he's not stupid. Like he probably knows what goes on and
Oh, for sure, because he likes to watch blogs of army and he's always on social media, so he knows. He, like you say, he's
yeah.
not dumb. So
Yeah, but yet he doesn't let it stop him, and
yeah,
that's inspiring, and he's been, like, saving the day after military with his photo dumps and being, like, super active and posting photos and
with Jim.
capturing like, Lord, we'd never see JK if it wasn't for Tay and Hobie posting shots of him. It's like, I'm starved to see.
Yeah, like we say, it's too quiet for now. So something big is coming. Is it JK or something else?
It'll be something to fill that gap of fall into winter before spring. And if it's gonna be anybody, I think it would be JK, but Tay seems busy too. I mean, he has
I
said
know.
he's been working on things, he's excited about things, he's dropped
I
magazine
wish,
cover.
I really wish Tay would go on tour, but it's like the last member. I think he will do one because it's like he seems comfortable in South
Mm,
Korea over there. He likes army like all around the world, and he
mm.
likes to go to travel. Paris is like,
Oh, yeah, he loves
okay,
Paris.
Paris is something else too, but like,
He said he's alive in Paris.
oh yeah, it's. I don't even have words to describe Tay in Paris. It's
Yeah.
just wow.
Totally see you, like, out with him in Paris,
Oh,
like, just yes, the
don't make me
energies.
cry. It's my
Oh,
dream. My Delulu dream.
yeah, we all have them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think with like OT7, he would love to go. He likes to go on tour, but alone, I don't feel he will go alone
Mhm.
around the world. So he can
Yeah.
surprise us. I really hope so. But
Yeah.
it feels like he's the last one for me that he's gonna go a tour because he's less maybe comfortable to go alone.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think musically, I don't think he's done yet musically.
No,
Layover was just it just wasn't enough, I felt.
Mhm.
Like, it just was like, "Oh, it needs to be longer," or maybe in another song, because it just felt like it was too short.
Yeah.
And it's like, I wanna see him do a little more. When Friends came out, I loved Friends
Oh
because
my
it was
god.
so different than Layover,
Mhm.
but it was still Tay.
Exactly.
And it's like, I would love to see him do more songs like that, that are just, like, catchy, kinda poppy songs, but,
Yeah.
like, show off his voice, or more of the jazzy stuff, like, when he did that, the heck was it? That Jazz V thing with
With the
the
girl when they sang.
Yes, that was like
That's
a v
like, how do I not have the title? It's like one of my
it's
favorite
like
thing ever.
Lay
Yeah.
Jazz V or something.
Yeah. It's crazy how that's one side of him, like I'm talking the romantic, like
Yeah,
the how he dressed, like the old times. It's like something like I cherish so much about him.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
and
love that so much.
I kinda miss that, like, I miss the days when he would wear, like, a beret
Oh,
and, like, a suit all the time, like, he really went through that phase, and now he's just, like, muscle tees and
Jim,
compression shirts.
he's even doing the snow peak. Like,
Oh, yeah!
I was like, how do you? Why do you promote those clothes? You don't even hike. Like, why?
Taste on some random stuff, though, like the Sim vest.
That too. Yeah.
That was so random. That was
Yeah.
such a random partnership he did. And the snow peak, yeah, I'm like, "Okay, you're wearing, like, outdoorsman stuff in the
Yeah, you look
woods."
amazing like
He
always, but
did.
I'm like, "Do you do hiking? Like, why?" Like, it's I went to see, like, the prices, I'm like, "It's kind of affordable, like, compared to Cartier and, like, Celine, it's super expensive." But I'm
Oh,
like,
is it?
"Why Snow Peak?" Like,
Yeah. I know, I wonder, like, if he has a say in these things, or if they just offered a ton of money and it was, like, hard
yeah,
to say no to. That's how I think the Sim Invest thing came about, and, like, the compost coffee, like, he doesn't even like coffee.
that was, like, the crazy one, I think. We all
Yes.
like, what there's other things in coffee, but it's the big name, it's Compost Coffee. It was
Yeah.
hilarious when it came out.
I know. I mean, I think everybody wants him because he just has such a strong visual and he's like a natural model. I think
Yeah.
everybody would want to have him endorse their product. So I'm sure he's
Mhm.
got offers up to his eyeballs of
Oh my god.
things he
Oh,
can
yeah.
promote.
So that's why I'm wondering why Snow Peak, but it's new, so maybe he's gonna talk more about it. Maybe we'll have more answers, but
Maybe, maybe. Did you like his View Korea spread where he did all like the hair and the motorcycle and did you like that, or would you
it's
like
the first time, really the first time, and I feel bad that I don't like a photo shoot of him. Not all
yeah.
of them, but it's like the first one that it's not my style. Don't want to say it's like wrong or it's bad or something, but it's not my style, and
Yeah.
it's still sold out. It's
Of
still
course it
sold out,
did.
but for me, it wasn't the best
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah, it's very, like, he loves to play dress up
Oh
and,
yeah,
like,
oh yeah,
experiment with all these different looks, which is cool, but I think, like, so many of us are like, "You are so gorgeous with just a suit on or a nice outfit and your
yeah,
hair just, like, behind me.
yeah.
Just, like, look how perfect he looks," and that is
I,
the most simple shoot ever, you know? That's
it's
one of my
just
favorite shoots of him is the monochrome
oh
because he's
yeah,
just
he's so handsome. He
oh,
doesn't
he's so
nothing, and he's handsome. So,
Yes, yes. I'm
but
obsessed.
I don't know. Is it because I don't understand the vibe of the photo shoot or like what they wanted to do with it? But it's the first time I don't really like
Yeah.
this.
I think
Not the He's
it's
not
too artsy.
ugly.
I guess it's just very artsy or something.
Yeah, I think maybe
Um,
that's the side I don't maybe
yeah,
understand on this one.
that happens to all of them. I feel like all the members, sometimes the way they style them is just like it's too much. It's like the clothes are wearing them, they're not wearing the clothes or
Yeah,
something.
do they have a say in it? Do they choose? I don't know too. Like,
I don't know. I
yeah,
don't know. Because there's been some really questionable things out there that have been done where I'm like, I mean, Tay's other one, the one where he had the lizard on his head and like he had that lizard on his head and his
well,
hair was
yeah, but I think it was for jewelry. Was it?
The
But it was
Cartier?
cute. I found it cute. But yes, that was like I was like, "Oh, why?" But it was cute. But yeah, yeah. I don't know why they do that.
It's like, okay, but whatever. I guess people just have a vision for these perfect
Yeah.
canvases that they are to just decorate them. Let's talk about something you do like. So, is there any Tay moment that is just like rent free in your head that just is one of your favorite moments of his?
Yeah, I talked about it with army friends like around here. It's like we're talking about how BTS is gonna come back, and they have so many songs that we're not
Mhm.
gonna see. I never seen OT7 together, so that will be my first time when they come back. And I wish, but I know it won't happen. But when he sings Singularity, yeah. So I just wish I could live this moment like once live, but
Yeah.
maybe one day. Or when the layover era,
Mhm.
when is the tiny desk
Oh,
moment,
yes, that
when
was
he's just sitting in a
so
big
good.
chair singing with his feet. Oh, I
Yes.
love that moment.
I think that performance was like his happiest.
Yeah,
He was so happy doing that, and you could tell that that was, like, his vision and, like, the vibe he wanted. Awesome singers and musicians playing behind him, a live
yeah.
group, and him just
Natural
sitting.
voice.
Yes, like,
Just
just
Oh
relaxed.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was an awesome moment. And like you said, the way it was happy in Layover, I think maybe that's why I like it so much.
Mhm.
Like I love Layover, it's my kind of music that I
Yeah.
like. So my bias for the music too. But it felt like it was so happy. It was
Yeah.
proud of him. He liked his crew, the way he had fun with his dancers, and
Mhm.
just see him with Yuntan too. We had his last moment with
Mm.
him, so that
I know,
was
he forever captured him, like, he's on the album art now, so he gets to
yeah,
see him forever now. That was so sweet.
yeah. And I don't know if he knew that it was the last moment, maybe with his dog, because he passed away like a little bit
Ah.
after. So
Mhm.
it must be special for him too.
Yeah. So you love the layover era. I was trying to think of my Tay moments. I mean, obviously, how many times can I say it? Fifth Mustard Tay is like one of my
Oh
favorite
yeah,
Tays
oh yeah.
ever.
It will always
Just
be on top. Yeah,
every part of it, not just Dimple Pied Piper. Every part of that concert, Tay is just so dreamy. Like
yeah. I don't know
his
what is it. His hair, like his vibe. When I don't know. It's just
he's just so pretty in that. Like his hair is like wavy and then just his face.
there's
Like I don't
something
know.
magical about it. I don't know.
Yes.
Like it's hard to explain. Like you said, is it like the hair, like the way he was dressed? It was just like something in
Yeah.
the air that night.
Yeah. I can't get over it. Like, that's
I don't.
something I truly cannot get over is Tay at Fifth Muster.
Yeah, I don't think we will ever be.
I mean, he's had so many good stage moments, though, like, also him at Yet to Come in Busan with the black leather outfit.
Yes, he looks so. He
Insane.
looks insanely good and handsome and smiling and like really
Yep.
into dancing.
Yes, like, I feel like he had so much fun, like, he owned
Hmm.
that Run BTS choreo and that whole performance.
I
That
think
was,
so too.
like that belonged to him, that performance. I loved it. So that's another one that's like totally stuck in my head. And there's so many others because he was my bias. So I loved everything he did. So your song choice of the episode, actually, I always ask for it ahead of time and I didn't ask you to tell me in advance. So I have no
Oh,
idea what you have chosen.
I
So,
wasn't sure if you wanted like a Tay favorite or just
well,
any OT7 or
it's typically for these member episodes, it's a solo of the member or even an OT7 song where like you really think that member shines in it. But whatever you chose, that's fine. So what was your song choice?
I always liked 0 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was prepared. If it was Tay, it would have been slow dancing.
Mm.
I know it's maybe obvious, but still, but it's just when I hear 0 o'clock, like I know it's the first chords of JK at first, but it's just my heart like just stops and just I like that song so much. And it's
Mhm.
just when you're sad, it's a song that you can cry on, but
Mhm.
you can still put yourself up with that song too, because you know at midnight you can start over the
Start
next
over.
day.
Yeah.
So that was, I don't know, whenever I hear that song, is, I don't know, it's just a feeling. Like every
Mhm.
time I hear it, I cannot pass this song, even if I'm feeling like super happy. I don't want to hear like a slower song, but it's just, I don't
Mhm.
know, it was 0 o'clock, like.
Yeah, I feel like everybody has their BTS and Army love song, I call them. Like it's either Magic Shop or Zero
Right.
O'Clock or Microcosmos, like those
Yeah, one of those.
special army type songs.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Do you have a Zero O'Clock tattoo? Did you
No,
get one?
for
I thought you had
BTS,
one.
no, for now I have Golden and Layover.
Okay, yeah,
For
so
now,
you don't
for
have the zero. Well, you
yeah.
need a Zero O'Clock tattoo
Yeah,
then.
I
You need to get
know. I'm
one.
thinking about it.
That's a common one I always see. So, slow dancing,
But yeah.
I would agree. That's that and Love Me Again are my two favorite
Oh yeah.
Tay songs. I loved Love Me Again when it came out. I was like, this is awesome. But slow dancing for sure. I have to ask, do you like the piano version or the flute version?
When I didn't hear the song, I thought that the piano version would be my favorite, but it's the flute.
You like the flute one. See, I think
Yeah.
I'm the only one that likes the piano. I don't know
Really?
why. I
But it's not
do.
that I don't like it, it's just,
Your preference.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the piano one is the one I have on my playlist. I don't even have the flute one on
Okay.
my playlist. Yeah, I love piano and
Oh,
it
that's
just
nice.
I don't know. I love it when I'm just like in the bathtub or relaxing. Like
Yeah,
it's the
you need to put it on there.
perfect
Yeah.
album for that.
Mm-hmm.
Or when I'm trying to fall asleep, I'll
Yeah.
put that on. That's a good one for that. But slow dancing was great and I immediately thought of JK's live when he was just like vibing to that song.
I know.
It just made me like the song even more, just watching
I'm
one of the
enjoying right
members
now.
enjoy it. Like, "Oh, this is such a vibe, this song, it's so good."
Yeah, sometimes when with other opinion we see something differently in a better way, or sometimes on the other side too, but
Yes.
with the perspective of the others we can change our thinking about
Mhm.
some things.
Yeah. Yeah, and it really challenged me because so many people love Layover so much, and it's their favorite album, and they love it, and it's very niche. I think Layover is like a niche album where, like, it's different.
Mm.
It's not something that every single person in the world is gonna love. It has a very
No,
specific type sound
yeah.
to it, and it really has made me recently listen to it more
Okay.
and just enjoy it more, and I think it's great, and I just again, I it's one of those you put on and you're like, "Oh my god, it's over already. It's over already," and slow
Yeah, it's
dancing.
very not long. Like the song
Yeah.
are short, and I just, the only thing I like, for if it does another solo album, I just, like you said, like maybe a little more like upbeat or like more. But I know it's
Mhm.
him, so I don't. I will support him either way. But I
Yeah.
just wish like he sing more. You know, there's a lot of musical in his song. Like half of it,
True.
it's like musical, the beats, and he likes like music. But I kind of want like him to sing more. I want to hear all different range of his voice during all the song. You know, like,
Yeah. That's such a good point. I never
yeah,
thought of that. Like, there is a lot of instrumental in
yeah,
his
and
songs,
that's
not as much
beautiful.
singing.
That's beautiful. It's just I want even more of him. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. He created music that he would wanna listen to. Like, it's very Tay, the
yeah.
music,
But
for
lately
sure.
the song he share is kind of different, so I don't know what can happen.
Which song?
But you know, he's sharing like I don't remember the name, but lately it's like more vibey song. Like even some are techno or,
Oh my gosh, can you imagine if he did more of like a
I don't know.
techno or
He really
dance?
likes jazz and everything, but I know he likes a lot of genre too. So, but I don't know if he will like to do it himself, those
Yeah.
genre, or he
Yeah.
likes to keep it
Yeah.
more on the slow mo songs. But
Yeah. His taste in music is so diverse. Like,
oh yeah,
he's remember he had like a random live where he was listening to like rock music and he was like headbanging to rock
yeah,
music. And then he was playing like dance techno music and then he's like
exactly. Yeah. So
it's
that's
all over.
why maybe we can maybe be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. We can hope that he'll he'll want to tap into these uh, different types. And I've also loved
Because
to see him do like Harry Styles type
oh
music.
my God, yes.
Wouldn't he be perfect? When I listen to Harry Styles, I can hear Tay covering those in my head. I'm like,
Hmm.
his voice would sound so good with this type of music.
Yeah.
Ugh, we can only hope. I'm excited to see what he has
Because
to
we
show
know
us.
he can do anything, and his vocals are so like crazy good. Even when he goes to,
Hmm.
we know he can go low, but I know he can go high too. So
Yes.
he's crazy good in everything he does.
Even if he doesn't do music and wants to get more into acting and stuff like that, I mean, whatever he wants to do, we're cheering him on. Gosh, that was all my questions I had for you. I'm so glad you came on with me. You're such a natural, too. I don't know what
Uh,
you were nervous about. You sounded great. And I'm sure we'll have a tour in a couple of months and we'll be seeing each other. We'll see what happens. Tell everybody where they can find you on Instagram.
on Instagram, I was BTS Cat Cook for the one who know me, but now it's Golden Tay Cook.
Golden Tay Cook
Yeah, I don't know what's the name for the Golden Tay and the
underscore.
underscore Cook on Instagram. Yeah.
I will make sure I put her handle in the caption so you can follow
Um,
her if you don't already. I'm sure most people do. But please check her out and thank you again.
thanks to you, Jackie, and for, like I always say, I know I'm not that bad in English, but that makes me shy, and you make me comfortable to do it and getting out
Yeah.
of my comfort zone. And Jackie is the one who like helped me doing dance video at first. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was so shy to film myself and just talk to like a camera or something. I was like, "Oh, Jackie, because I saw you doing it, it makes me like want to do it too." And that's kind of what helps me starting like putting myself on my page too and doing a little bit more content and like
Hmm.
it was amazing. So thank you.
Yes. Well, definitely those listening, if you follow along with us, you'll see Cath at the East Coast concerts, usually somewhere where I am. Cath is
Yeah.
nearby. We're at the same things together usually.
Yeah.
So, and she's so sweet, and her mom is usually with her, who is like, she fits right in with everybody. She's
Yeah.
amazing too.
She will be there for T7 and for sure, I'm sure JK she will be there too.
Yes, I can't wait. Oh my gosh. Okay, Army, you heard her. Reach out to her, and we will talk to you soon, Cath. Thanks
Yes.
again.
See you. Bye. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much for joining me on yet another episode about our members. Finally, in 2 weeks, we are at the Jungkook episode, My Bias. I've been anxiously awaiting this. I'm looking forward to it, Army. But until then, for more fun in the fandom, follow me at Jackie in the Soup or Talk Bonton to Me podcast, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Borhe.